Autoline Daily is brought to you by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Here are today's top headlines. Volkswagen buys part of Suzuki. Ford may move most of its hybrid production to Michigan. And Mercedes comes out with new technology to split the screen on nav systems. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Wednesday, December 9th, 2009, and now the news. Volkswagen says it plans to overtake Toyota and become the #1 automaker in the world in the next decade, and as we reported weeks ago that it might, now it did, buy part of Suzuki. According to Bloomberg, VW purchased close to 20% of Suzuki for $2.5 billion. Suzuki will also purchase a small share of VW. This acquisition gives VW access to one of the best manufacturers of small cars, and it helps VW gain a foothold in India, where Suzuki has an alliance with Maruti, which builds half the cars sold there. The Obama administration's automotive task force forced GM and Chrysler to get rid of thousands of dealerships to help turn those companies around. But now Congress is forcing the automakers into binding arbitration with dealers who want to challenge their franchise cancellations. According to Reuters, some dealers believe political or other factors played a role in their termination, not just business reasons. An independent arbitrator will hear both sides' arguments and then make a binding decision as to whether a dealer should be reinstated or not. Boy, just when you think it's safe to go back in the water. In yesterday's newscast, I lauded GM CFO Ray Young for surviving all the slings and arrows thrown at him. And then, only 2 hours later, GM CEO Ed Whitaker announced they will replace Young as CFO. No word on whether or not he'll be reassigned. And in somewhat related news, Roger Penske announced that Jill Lajak, who formerly ran Saturn, will now be head of sales and marketing for Smart USA. Penske interacted a lot with Lajak when he was putting the deal together to try and buy Saturn, and obviously was impressed enough to hire her. I also find it telling that Roger made the announcement and not Dave Schembri, the president of Smart USA. Words reports that Ford is seeking $85 million in advanced technology development credits from the state of Michigan to help it research and produce lithium-ion batteries in the state. The move could potentially create 1,000 new jobs. Right now, battery packs for Ford's hybrid sedans, the Fusion and Milan, are assembled by Delphi in Hermosillo, Mexico, where the cars are built. If Michigan grants these funds, the company could invest anywhere from $300 million to $500 million in the state to manufacture more HEVs. According to Bloomberg, Ford wants to move battery and hybrid production from Mexico to Michigan. So we ask, does this mean the Fusion Milan and MKZ are moving to Michigan? We'll have to wait and see. According to Autoblog, photos and specifications of Honda's CR-Z hybrid have leaked onto the internet. Enthusiast website called Temple of VTEC scored a brochure with all the details. The car should be powered by a 1.5-liter four-cylinder engine with 112 horsepower. A 14-horse electric motor gives a little extra kick. Drivers can choose between a 6-speed manual transmission or a CVT. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour should take only about 9.7 seconds. Last week at the LA Auto Show, Mercedes displayed the new S-Class equipped with new technology called SPLITVIEW, which allows the driver and passenger to view different content on the display screen simultaneously. For example, the driver can use the nav system while the passenger views a movie on DVD, but neither can see what the other is looking at. Coming up next, it's time for You Said It. And now it's time for some of your feedback. Viewers and listeners like you give us all kinds of feedback, from direct emails to comments posted on our website, and let me say, we appreciate all of your responses. Recently, I received a letter from a group of high school automotive students in Beloit, Wisconsin, asking for more coverage of automotive training programs. They're part of an organization called AYES, which is short for Automotive Youth Education Systems. It's designed to get young people interested in automotive service and prepare them for careers in the industry. The whole thing is sponsored by OEMs like Chrysler, Subaru, even Rolls-Royce, as well as a wide array of dealers and dealership groups. We've decided to devote this week's entire installment of You Said It to them. They wrote in to say, "We would like you to do a show on automotive youth. We feel that we are an important part in this industry's future. We are learning about the latest technology as well as learning good foundation skills." Well, thanks for the suggestion, guys. We'll make a point of seeking out stories in this area for us to cover. And you're right, you are a critically important part of this industry's future. And on a personal note, one of my brothers and one of my sons are ASE certified mechanics. The letter goes on to say, "Our instructor requires us to watch Autoline daily each and every day as kind of an industry current events because he believes that we need to know what's happening in the industry." That's great to hear, both that you're keeping up on the latest news and that you're getting it from Autoline Daily. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, tune in tomorrow night for Autoline After Hours when our guest will be Sandy Monroe, one of the best design engineers I've ever met in this industry, and someone who has a lot to say about how this industry can get back on its feet. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.